From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of mornings with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we go over the breaking news as a House passes an incredible recon. That'll then send our recon off to the Senate. That fourth stimulus check heating up in the Senate as the senators vow to take care of the situation. I have the latest details in this recording this morning. Then we're going to look across all these incredible checks in this fourth stimulus recon. That'll pay you about $15,000 across all these incredible clusters. Not anything to fix my voice for today, but to give you big sums of money. And then we turn back over to third stimulus that has upwards of $45,000 of checks available for you to pay your bills right now. That's third stimulus, rent and utilities and more. Then we turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that student loan debt. Could more debt be forgiven by executive order? I have the latest. And then we turn to COLA, 5.9% raise for your benefits next year. The exciting details of how that money could happen. And then the talk of the town, the biggest controversy of all of them. Frame wars. Whoa. Frame wars heating up in a new installment today as viewers step forward and say, it's not enough. Bernie, do more. Do reoccurring frames with those details and more as we go into a big, bold, beautiful morning. I'm here, you're here. The toast is here, the butter is here, the coffee's brewing. My voice sort of gone, but I'm here. The bacon missing as well. I mean, that's sort of predictable. But we're going to have a big, bold, beautiful morning, and the excitement starts right here, right now, as this big recon has $15,000 of checks for you. And third stimulus is paying your bills right today with $45,000. I have the details, and it starts right now. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and away we go. The recon has now passed the House of Representatives off to the Senate, and the senators will add provisions to that recon, and those provisions they're adding to the recon will make it bigger, not make it smaller. And so far, that recon has lots of checks in there for you. How many checks? Well, the checks so far in that incredible recon pay you about $15,000. I'm going to show you how to get these big sums of money in fourth stimulus. But no time to wait because you have bills to pay, so let's get some bills paid today. And we're going to do it with third stimulus. I'm going to show you how viewers on this channel have got to, on average, $45,000 from third stimulus, and you're going to get it today as well. Student loan debt forgiveness, more debt could be forgiven, and then that COLA raise. The excitement of this stimulus heating up next year. Wow, this is incredible, great news. And then frame wars, because Americans don't always see eye to eye, especially when they have prescription glasses. The latest detail and the latest installment of frame wars. I'm excited you're here, and it's a big, bold, beautiful morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee's brewing. My voice is gone, but I'm here. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Coming up next is New Time. Then we got a big, bold, new 1 o'clock afternoons LA, and a brand new afternoons LA at 3, a brand new evenings LA at 5. So subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. In this video, we got a lot to go over. We're going to go over first this incredible recon that passed this week that pays you about $15,000, multiple checks in this fourth stimulus recon. Then we're going to go over the provisions that senators are going to add into that recon and make it even bigger. Then we're going to turn over to third stimulus because you have bills to pay. And that third stimulus is paying bills, lots of them, average of $45,000. We'll turn to student loan debt and then to fifth stimulus. And away we go. First, let's start with fourth stimulus recon. The House of Representatives this week passed a fourth stimulus recon that'll pay you on average about $15,000 across all these incredible clusters of checks. And this is money for you. You qualify for this money, and it is a big payday. But it's just the starting point. So let's go over all this excitement. Over 3 clusters and 2 add-ons is about $15,000 of checks for you. And the first cluster starts with hazard pay and also my elder care. Let's get right into it. Hazard pay, they got that in there. The essential workers, 1 more year, back-end checks. Elder care, front-end checks, $4,000 a year. $4,000 of care for young children. They got the Pell Grant, $550 checks. Deliciousness. Then they got in there the home repairs. If you live in a low-income community, yes, free home repairs, one of the most exciting provisions of this fourth stimulus recon. They got in there the CTC for child tax credit for one more year, $3,600, and then they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric car. Wow. The first add-on comes from Maxine Waters, and what did she get into this recon? She got in there how to get your voice back. Do not give this stimulus to Kevin McCarthy. You don't want him to get his voice back. There you go. $25,000. She wanted in there for the first-time home purchases. She got in there. First-time home purchases. You definitely want to get that first-time home purchases in there because it's great money. How do you get this? Stay with me. I'm going to show you how to get this big free money for your first-time home purchase later in this video. And we're going to go over all those other checks one at a time later in this video, but let's turn to the second cluster, home repairs and paid family leave. They got family leave in there. Paid also home repairs and pre-kindergarten, household tax credit, and also weatherizing your house. You need to weatherize the house because of the holiday season. You know, there's always that in-law that shows during the holiday season that just stays there and just keeps on talking and won't zip it and just keeps on talking the whole holiday season. And you say, can you just stop talking? You're talking way too much. And I'm not just referring to Kevin McCarthy. I'm referring to other in-laws. So there you go. The second add-on that comes from the wonderful Bob Casey is a $250 billion that comes in there for home health care and seniors and disabilities. It's wonderful. How do you get this money? It's coming up later in this video. Stay with me. Let's go to the third cluster of checks, and this is where it becomes deliciousness. They got in there money for seniors and also free internet. Here we go. We got free school meals for all, tax break checks, cheaper vacation, immigration reform, farmers, then free internet. Then they got in there independent contractors and then Medicare expansion. Medicare expansion has two provisions in there on the House side, but the senators vowed to add three more. So the House bill that passed this week had two provisions. First, the Medicaid gap states, and second, at the hearing, the senators will be adding three more provisions, and those are dropping the eligibility age of Medicare, dental, and vision. And why are they doing this? Because the senators vow there's a lot to add to the recon, And one of the provisions they're vowing to add to the recon is MSC, which stands for multiple IRS stimulus check. The six senators, the two C's, the two S's, and the two W's, Casey Coons, Warren Wyden, and Sanders Schumer. Viewers have been calling them over the last few months, and thousands have been told it's going in there. And this week, several viewers made the phone call again, and they got reassurances again that MSCs are going in there. So the last time those senators gave us an insight as to how they would pay out, they said the following: $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months. Eligibility would be the same as a third stimulus check, they said. Single individual, $75,000 or less, got a third stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, they got it, double it. And family of four, quadruple it, they got it. Filing people on SSI and SSDI, Social Security, and real benefits, got a third stimulus check. But what's important to understand is that the senators have a lot of stuff to add. And whether it's the Medicare items they're adding or the MSC, there's a lot of stuff for them to add. And that's what they're going to do. So advocate, picking up the phone. And we've had three viewers, including Lynn Glenn this week, and Donnie, who picked up the phone and advocated. And we're told the MSC is going in there still. But let's be very frank, there's no check landing in your hand this coming week from fourth stimulus, and you got bills to pay. So how do you get those bills to be paid? Third stimulus. I'm going to show you how to get your bills paid in the second half of this video from third stimulus, which is already the law. And the average viewer of this channel has gotten an average of $45,000 of checks paid, bills paid under third stimulus. How do you get this money? It's coming up in just a second. Get a pen and paper ready, and I'm getting your bills paid in the second half. We'll be turning back to the incredible details of those Senate changes. What provisions are senators adding to this recon? The recon that passed the House this week that starts at $15,000 of checks before the senators get to it. Then we'll be turning to student loan debt forgiveness, which will go by executive order, the latest offer on the table from the president. We turn to fifth stimulus, which comes in January, raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. And then we turn to the controversy, the scandal, the intrigue, the interfighting, the real dramatics, the telenovela itself. Frameworks coming up later in this video. I have all those details and more as we go into a big, bold, beautiful early mornings broadcast. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now as a big Mornings LA continues. The House of Representatives will pass your wonderful recon on Friday. So now the senators have it, and they're going to make changes. What are those changes? I have the details in the second half of this big live broadcast direct from Santa Monica on Mornings LA. Programs currently at $15,000. What are these checks? Lots of them. How do you get them? I'll have the details and get that pen and paper ready. But don't wait for fourth stimulus to pay your bills. Third stimulus can do it right today. Average of $45,000, and thousands of viewers in this last week have gotten lots of bills paid. I have the latest details. Student loan debt forgiveness coming by executive order. The president's off on the table. The Democrats take it. This stimulus coming in January, raising your benefits up if you're on Social Security and benefits and more. And then spray wars, the talk of town, the talk of the optometrist. I have the latest details on that and more as we go into a big second half. It's a big, bold, beautiful day. I'm here, you're here. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee's brewing, the bacon's missing, and so is my voice. But who cares? And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube. Recognize what you incredible part of this family. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is noontime, and then we have 1 o'clock afternoons LA, a brand new afternoons LA at 3, and a brand new afternoons LA at 5. And here we rock and roll. Well, the House of Representatives passed an incredible recon on Friday. It's a fourth stimulus recon, and the fourth stimulus recon pays you a lot of money. On average, $15,000, lots of checks across this incredible recon. But that's just the starting point, because now it's in the Senate, and the Senate is adding a lot of stuff to it. So let's go over the details of this starting right now. The House of Representatives passed an incredible recon on Friday, 4 stimulus recon, and those 4 stimulus recons have programs in there about $15,000. But that's before the senators make changes. And let's go over some of those programs, starting first with paid leave. Paid leave is a lot of money, $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? 4 weeks a year. Whoa, that's $5,000 to $6,000. It is. What is the eligibility? It is very deliciousness. It is if you cannot go to work because of illness, death, or a person in the household giving birth. Now, if you do not work, but a person in the household does, they're going to get the money for you. For example, let's say you have to go to the doctor once a week and you're retired, but your son who lives with you takes you there. He's going to get the check for the household when he has to take off from work to pay to take you there. It's great. Then they got in there eligibility for everyone. Single individuals, married couples, everyone. All income levels, W-2, 1099, independent contractor, gig workers, you are all included. The next item they got in there is SALT, and SALT is incredible. And SALT is lifting up the cap of state and local tax deductions that can appear on the federal tax return. It's currently $10,000 under the Trump tax code of 2017, but now will grow under this forced stimulus recon. And they got it to $72,500 of what you can deduct on state and local taxes on that federal tax return. There we go. We got $40 billion of job training in this incredible recon, free job training. Very good, especially for my seniors who will be allowed to get back to work when this stimulus becomes law and still get their checks. Medicaid gap fix, here we go. A lot of people ask me daily, what about that cheaper insurance that they got in there? If you're in those 12 Republican holdout states, they're now going to have a workaround plan. Those 12 states where the Republican governors refused to pay for Medicare, well, they're now going to have years of subsidized private insurance to offer to low-income uninsured people in those states. Then the big exciting details is the housing assistance. There's $150 billion of housing in here. Rent, utility, mortgage assistance, home repairs, low-income community, weatherize your home, and also for the first-time home purchases. If the first few items sounded familiar, they should, because why? We've heard them before under third stimulus, and they're still paying out on the third stimulus. So get that pen and paper ready, because I'm going to get your bills paid starting today. Third stimulus, already law. Third stimulus, paying bills. Third stimulus, I brought back on this channel and recordings last weekend. And in 1 week, you've done so well. Thousands of viewers have gotten thousands and thousands of dollars of money. Your day is today. We're going to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, food, and we're going to get some of those nonprofit things like small appliances. Get that pen and paper ready. I'm going to show you how to get this starting right now. First, message. You qualify. You qualify, period. End of sentence, end of paragraph. Single, married, children, not children, behind on bills, not behind on bills, disabled, not disabled, red state, blue state, young, old, you qualify. So make the effort. We're going to start first with the rent. The rent is a lot of money. It was $20,000 to $30,000 about 3 months ago. Do you remember the graphic? Let's look at that graphic again. Here it was, $20,000 to $30,000 3 months ago. It's now $40,000. How did it go up so much money so quickly? One, people have gotten more sophisticated because they're watching the videos. Number two, they're getting multiple rounds of money. Okay, where do you get the money? If you're a member of this channel, it's in the newsletter, but I'm going to go over it for everyone starting right now. You're going to reach out to 6 places. Here you go. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. Those are all detailed in the newsletter for members. If you're not a member, the link is under the video. All right, let's go over what you need to know. 1, you must, M-U-S-T, must reach out to all 6. Don't reach out to 1 and call it a day. Reach out to 6 of 6. Because why? If one says no, reach out to the other ones. They have different eligibility. They have different pots of money. Do not reach out to 1 and call it a day. That's not how we do it. Number 2, get applications on file everywhere. Don't put one application, say, I haven't heard back from them. That's not how we do it. Get applications on file everywhere. Finally, this is very, very important. You can get multiple rounds consecutively or at the same time. So if you got rent from an organization in February, you can get rent again from them now. If you got rent from an organization yesterday, you can get rent from another organization today. You can get rent from different sources at the same time. Same thing for mortgage assistance. All right, let's turn to utilities. Here we go. This was the graphic 3 months ago, and yes, it's gone up a lot. 1 month ago is $15,000. Why has it gone up so much? Because of the price of utilities. The Consumer Price Index reveals that the cost of heating oil has gone up 49.1% year to date. So here we go. Get this money. Remember, if you got 5 utility companies, reach out to follow 5. Here's where I'm talking especially to my seniors. If you say something like, I don't use the computer, that's fine. All you have to have is a pen, paper, and a cell phone or a telephone. You have called up the utility company before. You said there's a power outage, or you said there's a leak or something. You've called them before. You can call them again. You can do this. I have faith in you. Next, SNAP. If you got a third stimulus check, why are you paying for your own food? Get your food paid by Department of Agriculture. Contact Department of Agriculture and get on SNAP. And yes, the money has gone up a lot. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. Over 10 years, he's getting $250,000 for this channel. SNAP is money for food you get from Department of Agriculture, and it's going up 25% lifetime automatically starting last month. Next, get multiple sums of money. Here's Mark. And here's Nisi and here's Nancy. I've had a lot of viewers send me success stories in the last week. I'm so excited for what you're doing. And many of the viewers say one item. Go get the other items. Good job starting. Get other items. Here's Mark. He got 2 items, 32,000. Nancy got 3. Nancy got 3. I said to Mark, you got 2 items, 32,000. Where's the third item, Mark? He went and got the third item, and whammo, 50,000. Yeah, he got $19,000. Then he continued to get other items, and now he's at 100,000. Lorraine, she was at 105. Now she's at 126 because she continues to get items, which tees up Johnny, who's the best example of what I can show for third stimulus. Johnny is one of 3 viewers who started a particular week on this channel with $0 for this channel. And by the middle of the week, Johnny and those 2 other people who did not know each other each got 3 items approved. $45,000 a person. Yes, really good. But Johnny didn't stop because he heard me say, don't stop. By the end of the week, Johnny got 7 programs approved. That's huge, but it's what you're supposed to do. Now, the reason I use Johnny's example is because of the calls. Johnny didn't call 7 places. He called probably 15 places to get 7 approved. He had to call a lot of places to get 7 approved, so he had to call 15. This is what you do. You keep on calling. How much did Johnny get for those 7 items? $80,000. Johnny got $80,000 from this channel in 5 days. He's not a rare circumstance. The second part of Johnny's story I particularly love a lot. Why? The next money he turned to his family members. Said, I got $80,000 from the internet last week. How'd you do that? Watching this kid LALATE on YouTube. He's the real deal. Everyone's talking about him. And they said, what does he cover? Where'd you get $80,000 from him? He said, third stimulus. The family members turned to him and said, Johnny, I watch broadcast media and cable news networks and also print media. The third stimulus, it was just a $1,400 stimulus check. There was no other money in there for third stimulus. He said, yes, there was. Go get it. And he showed them how to get it. And by the end of the week, they got $50,000 each. Wow. They went from non-believers to believers, which embodies the true spirit of what's going on. Broadcast media, print media, other YouTube channels, local news, they do not show you, teach you, or inform you of what is in these stimulus packages. They don't really care. They sort of broadly say something passed and then let's move on. They didn't do it on a first, they didn't do it on a second, they didn't do it on a third, and they're not doing it on the fourth. When fourth was announced past this week, they just put up a graphic, 1, 2, 3 icons, little picture with a number under 20 billion, 30 billion. Move on, we're done, 10 seconds, done. That doesn't get you money, doesn't show you how to get the money, doesn't show you what the money is. I do that, this is what I do. Even with half a voice or a quarter voice or however much of a voice I don't have today, I want you to get your bills paid. So that's my dedication, to make sure your bills are paid. I can't miss a recording because I want your bills to be paid, and I'm showing you and educating you right now. So if I can make the effort to come on camera, you can make the effort to make the phone call to get those money for those bills paid. Which brings us back into forced stimulus. Let's do it right now. Forced stimulus also had in this housing aid the home repairs, low-income community. That's a grant. We're going to get that as soon as it becomes law. And then the weatherize your home, not low-income, everyone across the board. And then the first-time home purchases. Yes, first-time home purchases, all income levels at the moment. What are the other pro checks in this incredible forced stimulus recon? Well, they got $150 billion of in-home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Great. Then they got in there the $550 check for the Pell Grant recipients, college students, which brings us to the $12,500 for the buying of the electric vehicle in a union shop. Very problematic. Why? It must be union manufacturer. It must be U.S. manufacturer, union shop, but made in U.S. territories. This is not going to fly or muster. Why? There's a problem here. There's only 1 to 3 cars that qualify. Currently, it's a Chevy Volt. It may also include the Hummer, which is $120,000. Is ridiculous, and it may include the Cadillac Lyriq and the Ford Lightning. Okay, that's it. Who does a provision that qualifies for 3 cars or 4 cars? It makes no sense. The bigger problem is that I think the provision is illegal. Why? Because where are all these electric cars made by Ford, Chrysler, GM? In union shops, with union employees, with union salaries, and union benefits in Mexico and Canada. And under the free trade agreements between Mexico, Canada, and the United States, you cannot pass laws in the United States which benefit buying goods of the same good in one country, but not in the other country. You cannot make it disfavorable to buy a Ford Mac E electric, beautiful Ford Mustang, which is made by a union shop of Ford employees in Mexico, and force Americans not to buy that, to instead buy the Cadillac Lyric because it's built in Tennessee, for example. You can't do that. I don't believe it's going to survive. And we'll touch back more about this in a second. Now let's go to the best provision of this incredible recon, which is the lowering of home health, the lowering of medication. Medicare will immediately go into good faith negotiation with Medicare as soon as it becomes law on 20 medications. And this is the first time in history. Those cheaper medications will be the most expensive, like diabetes, arthritis, and also cancer. And this is big sums of money. For example, a dose of insulin is about $1,000. It'll be now $35. It'll start with 20 medications in year one, and we'll go to 30 medications by year 2028. They cannot increase more than inflation. If they increase more than inflation, then what happens? There's a penalty provision. Oh, really? You can't do that, says Senator Pat Toomey. He's a Republican, and while he's a senator, he's a Republican. He's very good on this type of stuff. I featured him in the last year, and usually when Pat Toomey says something, it's right. He says the Senate parliamentarian is going to remove that provision because it does not belong there. So this next week, the Senate parliamentarian is going to rule on things like that. And I think she has to take out that provision that penalizes you if you want to buy the Ford Mac E that's made in a Mexico Ford plant with U.S. employees who are unionized versus employees who are making cars in Tennessee. Same benefits, same thing. I don't think that provision can stand. Also, an issue is the immigration reform. She previously ruled it cannot go by recon. Let's see if it comes out. And then we also have the paid leave. It's a battleground across the board. Well, get that pen and paper ready because in a second we're going to go over these other checks in this incredible recon. But here we go. We have a recon that in the graphic I say $15,000. Now let's understand. I'm undervaluing that. That's just really low. Why? Because everything on the third stimulus is repeated on the fourth stimulus. And that page of 45,000, so it's not going to be 15,000, it's going to be a lot more. But that's before the Senate gets to this incredible recon, and the senators are adding stuff provisions in this recon. And we have those statements from those senators. Bernie Sanders is the best bill since the 1960s, but there's some major gaps. And those major gaps, he's going to fill up. Ron Wyden and all the 2 C's, 2 S's, and 2 W's. They keep on saying the same thing. There's more things going in there. Sanders, Schumer, Warren, Wyden, Casey Coons, yeah, they're adding stuff in there. So get ready for it. All right, with that, get ready with your pen and paper. Time for some more money in this incredible recon. And those checks start with the universal pre-kindergarten. Pre-kindergarten free for 3 to 4-year-olds. Front end check. We got the child tax credit in there. Then we got the earned income tax credit 1 year for my essential workers. Then we got the home health care. This is a covered benefit. They got the hearing services covered in there. That is a check. Then we went over already the housing, the Pell Grant, and we also went over the $65 per month per child for that money. So what is Bernie and these teams going to be adding to this recon? They're going to be adding to this recon the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, the dental, and the vision. All right, let's go over each of those one at a time. Bernie wants the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare to drop from 65 to 55. I don't know if he's going to get that done. That's a little bit low. Bob Casey wants it at 60. Interesting. I think that's possible. Then Bernie wants to drop the eligibility age. He wants to take care of the dental. It's unconscionable. There's no dental in this. Bernie wanted 10 years of full benefits. I don't think he's going to get 10 years of full benefits. Then he went 3 years of full benefits. I think he could do that. The current offer, the last offer, was a check, $850 check to your hands for dental. That doesn't cut it. Doesn't even cover for a medication, a prescription per year, procedure per year. So let's see where that lands. But at the moment, the last offer was an $850 check, which then brings us to the next add-on that he wants to add in there, which is frames and an eye exam per year. He wants one eye exam per year, one frame. $50 for an eye exam at Costco, $100 for a frame. Very simple, send out a $150 check per year. Easy, isn't it? I would have thought it was easy until we saw the drama, the scandal, the controversy of frame wars. Frame wars heated up. And overnight, one person sent me another message, said, tell Bernie, I need a pair of frames that are sunglasses. I need a pair of frames that are reading. And I need a pair of frames that are vision each year. And it must be 14 karat gold. Oh, yeah. They have no gold in their hearts, these people. What is this gold? Is it Trump Tower? No, it's not that type of gold. Yeah, there is no gold in this recon. So, and needless to say, we started with Frame Wars on episode one, when one viewer said $450 frames. That's what my daughter pays for me, and Bertie should pick it up. Serious comment. Then in episode 2, one viewer said $1,000. I get trifolds. I have no idea what a trifold is. Is it like origami for eyeglasses? I don't know what trifolds are. Trifolds, and then it needs a special transition. Transition. Oh, that's when that's when the person's coming and telling Kevin McCarthy to wrap it up. Time to transition. Then on episode 3, we had one viewer say, "You know what? I need a special type of tint in my glasses." Tint? Oh, is it purple? If it's purple, these legislators, they don't always subscribe to the purple power. So what is the latest update on Frame Wars? Let's take a look and see what they're doing with Frame Wars right now. And that is Frame Wars. They should have brought that dancing guy in there to distract Kevin McCarthy on Thursday night. But anyway, here we go. Let's go into the add-ons. Student loan debt forgiveness. The president has an offer on the table that would go by executive order. It's student loan. He's forgiving or offering to forgive $10,000 of student loan debts. Democrats should take it. Liz, Chuck, are you listening? I know my voice is a little bit low today, but Liz and Chuck, listen. Take it. Run. It's not the end of the day. We can ask for more next year. $10,000 student loan debt is being offered by the president by executive order. This follows up his previous executive orders forgiving student loan debts for people who became disabled after graduation. People went to work in the nonprofit sector, and people went to work in the public sector after graduation. COLA benefits, yes. Your benefits are going to 5.9% next year, but get ready for what's after that, this stimulus, because COLA is not sufficient. COLA hasn't moved for many, many years, so your benefits have been undervalued during the pandemic, before the pandemic, and now after the pandemic. And so you need that fifth stimulus. First, they're going to raise your benefits up a lifetime if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or benefits. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark will be applied in December 2022 and years after that. Every year is going to be inflation. Inflation's always 2-3%. So there you go. You get a raise up every year. 1, 2, 3 right off the board now, and then more every year thereafter. They're going to remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. Finally, if you haven't become a member, what are you doing? The link is under the newsletter, under the video. Become a member today to get that LALATE newsletter, which comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. via to the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system, which is totally free under the subscription of this video. That's at news.la.com/alerts. The newsletter features the big money on the third stimulus. It features the 6 places you reach out to, the keywords you say, the 5 nonprofits, the money from Treasury that came out, the additional $15 billion you want to know about before you make the phone calls. Make the effort and get that newsletter. Become a member today so you get the big money on the third stimulus. And with that, it's time for my commentary as we go into a big morning's broadcast starting right now, direct from Santa Monica, California. Well, as we go into a weekend and a week ahead of us, which is the holiday week, it's important to know that there is bills to be paid. And forced stimulus is not going to be paying your bills, but you need to advocate. You need to advocate, but you also need to dedicate some of your time management first. Give yourself some time to advocate for that MSC inclusion. And that is Casey Coons, Sanders Schumer, Warren Wyden. This week we had 3 different viewers who made the phone calls and sent me private messages and say, I called and they told me, yes, they're still putting an MSC in there. I'm doing the recordings a little bit differently because I see it's more important to say this viewer called, like Lynn Glenn, this person called, like Donnie this week, and other people, and tell you they called and they got a yes, rather than saying they called Liz Warren and Liz Warren said yes. Because what is that causing? It's causing some very negative people to come around and say, I called Liz Warren, she said no. So rather than name drop which senator said yes, I'm just saying they called among the 6 senators and they got yeses. And we've got that from 3 viewers this week. They called and advocated and they got yeses. The senators, their receipt of the House bill is sort of like the receipt of a cake. The cake has been baked. The cake is beautiful, but the cake does not have icing. It does not have whipped cream. It does not have strawberries on top. And so now they have a very nice cake. It's deliciousness, but they have to add more stuff on there. And the senators are adding stuff onto the cake. So if you want the red glazing or you want the purple glazing, you need to advocate. If you want more strawberries than 1 strawberry, you need to advocate because they're adding stuff in there. Democratic senators are not taking anything out of this recon. They're adding stuff in there. So when you see that graphic on air where I say 15,000, it's really an evaluation. They're adding a lot of stuff in there and they're moving relatively smoothly, but we're also frank with ourselves about time. There is no money coming to your hands next week for 4 stimulus. And that's why I brought third stimulus back on this recording last week. And boy, am I excited for you. You have done so well. I've had countless viewers send me messages on on social media say, I got $100, I got $5,000, I got $2,000, I got $800. Just different items across the board. Many of these viewers have gotten 1 item this week. So if you're one of those viewers who sent me the message, get another item. Keep on getting items and use the basis of this channel's recordings to expand the opportunity. Remember, when you get bills paid, you're not just getting this month's bills paid. You're getting bills paid into the future. So for example, next month when you go to buy some stuff and you say, oh, I don't think I can buy this for the holiday because I got rent to pay. Oh, wait, I got the rent covered because the rent bill's already covered because I watched LALATE and I got the rent covered for till February next year. I don't have to spend this check on the rent. I have a little bit of extra cash available. So now I can do this thing. You have no idea how different it is for people when they have these big bills paid in the household. We've been doing this for a while, since last year. And when you can get those bills paid for several months, each month it frees up cash for you. And however it frees up that cash, you can spend it however you need to spend the cash on. Fixing the car on the driving, fixing the leaky faucet, buying an extra holiday gift, whatever it is, having another person over for the holidays. That's the benefit. If I can make the dedication to come on camera with half a voice, you can make the dedication to make the phone calls to get this money. You're not going to make 1 phone call and call it a day. You're not going to lean on the nonprofits. Hey, it's the volunteers. Hey, volunteers, can you go give me some money? No, you are not going to be lazy. You're going to be dedicated, just like how I am, to come on camera with half a voice. You can pick up the phone. All you need is a phone, a pad, and a pen. And you can do this. And for all those incredible viewers who have been in the live chat, say, I got money here and I got money there. Thank you. Thank you, because you're helping inspire someone else to get that money as well. What's important to understand is that third stimulus is available right now, and it's paying bills right now. So get that money. Remember, fourth stimulus is not paying anyone anything next week. And I don't want you to sit around saying, what day am I getting fourth stimulus? You're going to get the big money from third stimulus today. And every day someone shows us you can get more money from third stimulus, which I never knew. Great example, Lorica. What did she get from third stimulus? She got wood stimulus. Wood stimulus? What do you mean wood stimulus? She got wood, lumber. Excuse me, I did not see that in the third stimulus package. Well, that's how viewers take my recordings and go beyond that. She has different utilities than you and I do. Her house is warmed by a wood-burning stove. Fascinating. Her home is warmed by a wood-burning stove. She cooks on a wood-burning stove. So what did she get? She got lumber. She got wood. Did she get wood for today? No, she got wood to the end of 2022. Wait a second. That's a lot of wood. Where's she storing the wood? I have no idea. There's a very fascinating story. I love this story. But she got wood, free wood, to now, which is how she heats her home and how she makes her meals, all the way to the end of next year. That's how you take the recordings and bring it to another level. She applied the information to her situation. Meantime, everyone applies and adapts to surroundings, and you do as well. But how do you adapt to a surrounding when you're at the beach and there's a bunch of cows walking by you? That's sort of peculiar, isn't it? I mean, oh, that's what people were saying in Santa Monica this week. As a very, very interesting YouTuber, thought it'd be interesting to bring some cows to the beach in Santa Monica to promote the return of a certain personality, and also to promote the return of a very popular show called Holidays LALATE, coming back to his channel at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday through Sunday. It's coming back, but bringing cows to the beach. Who brings cows to the beach? And cows that have their own cryptocurrency? This just sounds very strange. Well, if it sounds very strange, let's watch the video and let's see if we can figure it And there you go. Join me next on Noontime at 11 a.m. Then we're back at 1 o'clock on Afternoons LA at a brand new Afternoons LA at 3, a brand new Evenings LA at 5. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record for a reason. This is where you're going to get big sums of money, and you're also going to get cows on a beach. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you next on Noontime at 11 a.m. coming up in 2 hours from now.